Hi everyone and welcome to the Health Bar. Really excited about this one today, guys. It's been a mad one, kind of this journey so far, and the traction still that we're getting is brilliant. And it's that thing as always. We just want someone. If anyone sees this, we just want them to kind of reach out, and if this helps one person, then we're doing something amazing. So, as always, guys, this is going to go out on Spotify at some point, not straight away. It goes out on YouTube and also Twitch every Sunday at 1 o'clock. So, yeah, obviously make sure with YouTube, as always, we would massively appreciate the subs. Follows, likes, comments, all that. You know, the algorithm is always rough on YouTube, so we appreciate that. But as always, we start this week with myself and mental health for me. This week has actually been another really positive week, which is great. I think it always helps when the sun's shining. Like in Scotland, the sun doesn't shine that much, so we get a couple of days of sunshine, and we're happy. Little one's doing really well with sleep, which is brilliant. And also as well, a positive thing is that my parents are coming up this week, so it's really nice to obviously see them, and they get to see the little one, which is always exciting. So this week's a positive week, which is always really nice. The next thing that we always kind of go into is we like to talk about any news that we find about gaming and mental health together. It is quite hard to try and find things like this. I actually have found a kind of really interesting, I believe it's American, but an interesting kind of article, and it's about veterans. Army vets and playing games, and actually how it actually can help with PTSD, especially VR gaming, which is really interesting. They actually say, so there's a lot of facts and figures, so I'll put this up on the comments and the description anyway of when this goes out. It actually says that 70% of players are playing video games with others over the internet. Which is crazy, and only 30% are only playing solo games now. So that's a huge kind of change for what actually it used to be. And they say here that, as I say, video games are helping vets. I mean, this is always in moderation. This isn't everyone. This isn't kind of, and I want people to know that. And especially, this is the podcast that we really kind of want to bring out there. That gaming is great, and it's helped me personally, but it's not for everyone, and sometimes gaming can be the cause of mental health issues. So I really want people to understand that this, what we're doing here, I'm not saying that gaming is the fix, but the moment there's some really good, interesting kind of facts and figures here about kind of about it is US military veterans, which is awesome. So I'll put this link up anyway. Have a little read. It's really nice. It's really interesting. There's a little video there as well, and it does say how this has helped certain vets, and especially the VR gaming. And as I mentioned in the last video, we on the last podcast, next year we're looking at getting a load of new mental health specific games coming out, which is going to be brilliant, and I think it's just going to change the world a little bit, which is really nice. So cool. So we are very, very excited to introduce our guest. So our guest is Torkie. He so I've actually been watching him for quite a while on Twitch. He's a Twitch partner. I believe come up to his 3-year anniversary, which is crazy for being Twitch partner. So anyway, let's let him introduce himself. He'll kind of give us a little bit of details about him and kind of what he's been up to, and we'll go from there. So as always, welcome, Torkie.
Thank you so much, but I truly appreciate you inviting me to this podcast. I truly appreciate that.
Honestly, it is an honor to have you on. An honor. So
it's a beautiful thing that you're doing. It's mental health is it's a huge struggle in today's society,
Yep,
so
massively.
Definitely high respect to what you're doing, man. Seriously.
Thank you so much. So Torkie, who are you? Where are you from? What games you play?
I'm a full-time content creator from Malta. I've been streaming for a little over 5 years now, and like Mitt said, in next month we're going to be celebrating our 3-year Twitch anniversary. So it's been an absolutely wild ride. I went full time when basically around when COVID happened. So yeah, COVID basically gave me all the time in the world, basically just to work on my dream and chase it down, and that's what we did. We switched over some games. We stumbled upon Tarkov. I mean, I knew about Tarkov
Yeah,
way before, but yeah, we just jumped on Tarkov. We followed our dreams, and here we are. So yeah, it's been
amazing.
good, man. It's
Like,
been
honestly, it's amazing, and it's kind of funny because we were talking about this the other day, and this is going to go off a slightly different.
right.
But it's people to watch. It's really strange. Like we always say that, you know, a lot of times people come to watch people play games. I am
Yeah,
so. I love obviously people like I love watching Tarkov games 100%, but people like yourself, like, you know, for me, like Merp as well, like I love
yeah,
to watch you, like, and it is so much fun, and the
appreciate that.
passion, honestly, the passion you guys have, just for, you know, being content creators and gaming, and it's fun, you know. I love to watch, you know, and so for us, like, as I say, this is a privilege having you on, because, you know, I
Dude, it's an
just
honor for me, man. It's an honor for me, dude.
I love the fact that you kind of have fun with what you're doing, which
Oh,
is great,
definitely, definitely.
which is great. So I've got kind of. Did you start with Warframe? Is that right? Or not start with Warframe, but you were.
It was Warframe was a part of it. Like I started sort of variety. I did a bit of Dark Souls, a bit of
Mhm.
Skyrim. Skyrim was like the first main game, to be honest. Then I jumped over to Warframe a little bit,
Yeah.
then went back to Skyrim, then stuck to Warframe for like a year and a half. I
Mhm.
became a Warframe partner as well.
Nice.
And I don't know, like eventually Warframe wasn't really cutting it for me anymore. So
Yeah.
I remember like I used to play Tarkov off stream,
Mhm.
and the sad thing about it, I couldn't really run Tarkov my with my PC back then because it wasn't really, you know, it wasn't really strong or anything.
Yeah.
So like Tarkov was always at the back of my mind. Like I've always wanted to like create content for it. I love the game, you know, I love the community and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So eventually came to a point where I upgraded my system really well, and I was like, you know what, it's time. It's time
Yeah.
to jump on it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, like literally, I do. I think I think you hit the nail there with the community. I think the community is great. Like
Definitely,
it's
dude.
so nice, and it's quite funny. Yes, there's obviously always toxic people, always.
Oh, of course.
Um,
That's everywhere, man. It's everywhere, dude.
but like I think
That's
a
it.
lot of the time when I kill someone, or something, or they kill me and they jump into the stream or anything like that,
Yeah.
normally it's quite a positive kind of experience, which I love.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. It is.
You know, and
Most
it's
of the
really good
time.
fun. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, it's really good fun. So I do I like that a lot. So cool. So that's your obviously mental health side. Now
Mm-hmm.
I've got a load of people that have asked questions, and we'll go through that like later on and like near the end and that. But
Sure,
for do you want to kind of yeah, obviously speak to us kind of about your kind of mental health and how's it been, and obviously the journey, because for me
Oh, yeah.
personally, it's going to have to have been an absolute crazy mental health journey, you know, from streaming, streaming, then going full time, then obviously COVID, and then,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So do you want to, you know, explain some of that,
Oh,
or just,
definitely.
yeah, that'd be awesome.
So basically, mental health for me, since stuff happened back in the past, I lost some friends due to mental health. So
Right. Okay.
it was always like a huge like an eye opener, basically. You know,
Yeah.
it's something to take seriously. It's something to take care of yourself about it. You know, if you're feeling, you know, everyone's gonna feel ups and downs. Everyone's that's the human nature. You know, but if you're to a point where it gets worse and worse, you have to seek help. You have to help yourself. You know,
Yeah.
you can't really wait that stuff out. So with content creation, your mental health can dwindle very, like it could jump all over the place.
Yeah.
You know, especially if those numbers are like looking back at you. So as a content creator, you're like always chasing down numbers, views and stuff like that. Mentally at the back of your mind, it's
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So let's say you fire up a stream, I don't know, Monday was good, and then Tuesday wasn't as good, then Wednesday was like really bad. You can't really let that thing get to you, because once it does, the whole week, I think it's gonna be like kind of ruined.
Right.
And
Okay.
you can't really produce the content you're able to, in a way. You know, you're kind of
Yeah.
stuck in this hole sort of thing. You know,
Mhm.
so you have to be like, you have to accept these little things. it's okay if it wasn't as good as the other stream or whatnot.
Yeah.
So for me, I got to a point where I made peace with that. It takes a bit of time. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Streaming for
Yeah.
I've been streaming for over 5 years. So it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. But once you make friends with that reason of sort,
Yeah.
you're gonna be definitely better.
Nice.
Yeah. Long time ago, I wanted to mention this one.
Yep.
Back in 2019, because I actually kind of quit streaming for like 2 months, and I thought it was streaming that was the cause of my mental health.
Okay.
I was having some IRL issues, and I believed it was streaming that was affecting me. But in reality, it was quite the opposite. Streaming was actually my help,
Okay.
my cure in a way. It's like my remedy, because when I came back 2 months later, I realized that it really helped me with my mental health struggle. It's definitely helped me.
It's kind of really interesting you say that, because I'm really similar. So my background, I had a mental breakdown. That's the only way I can really describe it. A good few years ago, and the struggle was crazy. And I'm still on medication now. I went to see therapists. All that type of stuff. Therapists were great because it got me to start talking, but for me, it wasn't kind of the way forward. It was great to get me to start, but it just wasn't anything else. And I do say this, streaming for me, and I say this pretty much a lot of the streams, like with social media, it kind of takes the mick out of this, but this for me, it's true. It is my therapy. Like talking to people is my therapy.
Definitely.
And I love playing games. Don't get me wrong. It's obviously why we stream normally. But I love the people that come in. I love the chat. Absolutely just love chatting to people and hearing people's stories and just having a good time and a laugh. And because me socially, now that I've actually so I was a very social person when I was younger, and then when I had my breakdown, I am totally opposite. And it's hard to it's hard to look at people in the eyes when I talk to people. So for me, getting on and chatting to people, playing games like Discord chats, whatever it is, honestly, I really feel you. It is a massive therapy for me, and it does help me. It does help me. But then, as you say though, with the numbers sometimes in the back of your head, and when no one's there chatting. That's the hard times,
Yeah, it could be a little rough. It definitely could be a little rough for sure. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. So it is. It's quite funny. The other a couple of things I would actually love to kind of ask, like even with the podcast, and this isn't live. This is pre-recorded.
Yeah.
Even though this is pre-recorded, when I go to press start recording, I get anxious. My anxiety starts.
Yeah, I know.
Do you still get that?
Man. Yes, 100%, dude. And I get it more when it's recording than actually going live.
Really?
How crazy is that, dude? Yes.
No way.
Dude, it takes me a million years to record a video on YouTube, man. It is crazy, dude. My anxiety just goes off the roof. And I don't understand why, because it's pre-recorded. It's not
of course.
live. I can fix it, and it's just the way it is, I guess. Like every time I hit that start button, you just don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Especially when it's live, you just don't know what the day is going to hold.
Yeah.
And that's like the beauty of it, but it's also like a bit of a curse about it. Of
course.
But it's the beauty of it. It's the thrill of it.
That's really interesting you saying, because there was kind of, we had a few chats with a few kind of guys in the Discord, and we were chatting away, and it was kind of interesting because people were like, no, like because obviously he's been doing it for so long, like he's not going to get it anymore, and other people were like, no, it's probably going to be more. So it's interesting to obviously hear that from your side, and especially especially being, as you mentioned it earlier as well, being a Twitch partner, as you say, you start thinking about the numbers, because especially now being a full-time content creator, it obviously must affect a little bit more than it ever did, I suppose.
It definitely does. There's a lot of like uncertainty.
Of course.
There's a lot of uncertainty as a full-time, like Twitch is basically my main income. Currently it is. So basically you're always like thinking, I'm a very transparent person, so I'm gonna be 100% transparent here. Like, you don't know. Like sometimes you just don't know if how next month is going to be, like paycheck, you know.
Yeah.
Let's say just call it the paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously it's going to put strain on you when you have loans and mortgages and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, it's going to be definitely a bit of a more like a brain churner, if you know what I mean. You're just like
Yeah.
trying to, you know, I personally don't do it for, I to be honest, Twitch and streaming and content creation is still a passion. It's not really a job for
Yeah.
me. I don't
Nice.
see it as a job.
That's
I see
good.
it as a passion. It's a passion project. I love it. It's just, it's a part of me, you know.
That's awesome.
And the money is, it's a bonus, and I'm very
course.
thankful that is you know, it's what I'm doing for as my career or my full-time job.
Yeah.
Definitely, you know, very humble for that. But I keep on seeing it to a point where it's a passion. It's a hobby, you know.
Yeah.
Because the moment you start looking at the money, at the numbers more, I think it's gonna lose a lot more of that hobby element to it,
Yeah.
you know, and it becomes a chore, it becomes a job again. You know, you don't want that, you know.
Yep.
Definitely don't want that, man.
Yeah, it's interesting because a friend of mine, he recently just got YouTube partner, and he does Harry Potter content, and he's a absolute Harry Potter nut, loves it all, would do all the content, does the bit about the game that's coming out, and you know, but all of a sudden now that he's got that partner and he's producing more, and then he does start thinking about the money side of it, he's now going, oh, I don't know if I really want to, you know, because am I now going to hate the game? Am I now going to hate the books? Am I, you know, and he sees it as a job. And so he started to actually reel back a little bit and maybe look at kind of going off in a different direction, just so he still has a little bit of that for himself.
Yeah,
you
for
know?
Sure, dude. 100%.
Do you
you can easily burn yourself out, you know?
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah, for sure. And that's actually something we bring up quite a lot on this, especially. And I feel sorry for, not sorry, that's not the right word, I suppose, but it's hard because for people that are, you know, YouTube partners, Twitch partners, anyone that's kind of, you know, it seems like you guys never have days off, and it seems like if you have a day off, you feel really bad for it and guilty, which is so hard because, and we talk about, because, you know, an average, you know, and this is probably the minimum, a Twitch partner streams is probably 6 hours a minimum normally. And then after you've done that, you then have to say, hi, thank you very much, great stream, blah, 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 come off. Then do your TikToks, then do your YouTube, then so all of a sudden you're working a 10 to 12 hour day. Which has got to be so hard. Like
it is definitely hard.
So hard. And that again, I always do worry about people's mental health because of that, and you know, especially not having a day off or a holiday or stuff like that. It's definitely hard. I think.
Definitely not easy. Like myself, I tend to like stream for like 6.5 hours, sometimes 7 if I don't have much things to do. Because, you know, in the evenings, like normally I stream during the day, right? In the morning I go to the gym, work out a little bit just to clear my mind, and then I'll just go fresh. I'll stream with a fresh mind and everything. Then when I'm done with the stream, I tend to like go on social media, see what's going on a little bit. And then I'll just maybe find some good clips that happened during that stream, clip it up, ship it to TikTok or YouTube Shorts or whatever, both. So it's always like this. It's a routine that you can get used to, but it's definitely not easy because, like you said, you can't really have like a day off. You know, it's like you're constantly like thinking of what you could do to better your content, to sharpen your content, what to bring to the table next, stuff like that. You know. No, so it's like a constant, just a constant. Like sometimes you even dream about it, dude. Like you go to bed and you're dreaming about what you're gonna do, like, or you're like in some scenario or some stuff. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It's not easy, but it's you know, it's got its own little thing. Yeah,
definitely. I like that. So you mentioned obviously going to the gym. Do you feel obviously going to the gym is helping with mental health for yourself? And you know, because I know it's a big thing for people, like saying that they can go to the gym or go out for a walk, or just, does it help you?
Yes, 100%, dude. If without it, I don't know where I would be right now,
okay.
dude. I'm gonna be honest with you, like it's a huge impact on my life. Like ever since COVID happened, they closed down the gyms and everything. I felt it big time. Like it was absolutely insane. I had to do like really long streams to be honest, to keep myself occupied.
Right.
To
Okay.
to a point, because I feel like if I'm not doing something at this current state of life, it feels like it's a waste, dude. And
Yeah.
it's so crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm like I'm so used to being somewhat productive, a little bit productive or highly productive. It doesn't matter. But if there's like some productivity going through
Yeah.
to something,
Yeah.
I'm good. If there's nothing, it kind of like messes me up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know,
I get
it's
that.
crazy. You know,
Yeah.
it's especially when you're home.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
at your workstation. That's like when it definitely happens. But yeah, going out in the morning, going to the gym.
Yeah.
I don't really go to the gym just to to look good or anything like that. That's like that comes later. I don't
Yeah.
care. But I go there just to decompress. Feel the pain a little bit because
Yeah.
I don't know, for some reason it's just working out and stuff like that. It just does it for me. I get home.
Nice.
I may feel very tired sometimes. Maybe I won't be as focused and sharp because I'm so like
Yeah. Yeah.
exhausted from the gym because I pretty go ham. I go ham at the gym.
It's good.
Lately as well. So I get home and but I feel refreshed. My mind is clear,
Yeah.
and I can be more relaxed on stream. Because I'm a bit of an anxious person. I tend to stutter sometimes and stuff like that. So the gym definitely helps me big time. It's
That's
a huge
nice.
huge deal for me. Like, I don't know where I would be without it.
It's good though, because I do believe that. I do believe that people do need that outlet of some sort, and for me, I'm really lucky because I've got the little, and I'm a stay-at-home dad. So, for me, I take him to the classes, I take him swimming, and
That's good. That's very
that's great for me because again,
Yeah.
without that, it would be hard for me
Rough,
because
yeah.
because as I said to you before, like social side, and especially moving up here as well, for the social side, we don't really know anyone. So most of my, most of my friends are online because it's easy.
Yeah,
It's
easy,
so
exactly,
easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's amazing. Like with the gym stuff. With I'm gonna throw in a couple of questions from
go
some
for
of the
it,
people, if that's all right. So one here is: have you felt that you had sacrificed anything to get where you are, and how has that affected your mental health?
I think with anything in life, to get to a point, you have to sacrifice some
Yep.
things. Even like it could be things that you probably didn't even see.
Mhm.
They probably weren't even there the first. You thought they were there, but to be honest, like if I've done any sacrifices, I don't really recall looking back. I don't really look back when I do stuff. Like
That's good.
I don't really if I do something, I just don't really feel guilty about it. Like let's say, for example, basically when you're streaming full time, like you're doing a subathon, for example, like you're being there hours upon hours upon hours, you're gonna miss out on time with family and stuff. So that alone is a sacrifice.
Yeah, of course.
That time with family, you're not gonna bring it back. It's gone.
Yeah.
So basically, it is a sacrifice to whatever you do. Like if you're grinding hard, if you're spending time into it, you're sinking time, your time. I think with anything, there's definitely it could be a bigger sacrifice or a small sacrifice, but there is always a sacrifice if you want to grow on something.
Yeah,
If there isn't no sacrifice, I don't think you're gonna go anywhere, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
No, I agree. I agree with that. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think you.
But
do
I
have
don't
to
really like
sacrifice.
recall a specific sacrifice or anything like that, though.
Yeah.
I really don't.
That's good. Yeah, I agree with that. I think you do have to sacrifice, a lot
quite
of
a
things.
bit.
Well, throughout the whole of life, I think really, and
Yeah, definitely.
to do the things you want to do, and I remember for myself, I lived in Italy for nearly 10 years. And,
Oh, wow.
that was a huge sacrifice I didn't see
Definitely.
like family, and I missed one of my nephews kind of growing up,
Yeah.
all that type of stuff, and
Definitely,
it was very hard, but then obviously it was the thing that I wanted to do at the time.
You wanted to
and,
do, exactly. There you go,
100%.
there you go.
And you've got. I always think you have to be a little bit selfish in this life. I'm not saying
You
like
have to. You have to.
I'm not
you
saying
have
be that person that's horrible,
to. Exactly.
selfish. But
Oh, of course, dude. Of
I
course,
think-
of
I
course.
think
you have
you
to balance
truly-
things
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
You have to balance things out. You have to be like, if you want something in life, you really have to go for it. You have to stay hungry.
Yeah.
You can't really let things come. I mean, things are gonna get through your way. They're gonna get in your way and stuff like that. It's gonna get rough, but you have to keep on going. You have to keep on going. You can't be like, oh, this came up, you're not gonna do it, or you have to like find a way through. You know, because if you don't, well, you just, you're basically losing time. You got to get in there and do it.
Yeah.
At the same time, again, we're talking about mental health. You have to take care of your health
Yeah.
while doing it.
Yeah.
You can't hurt yourself or strain yourself too much. To in order to get what you want.
Yeah. Yep, definitely.
Or to achieve.
Yeah, for sure. So when you kind of were, as they say, I don't know if you like this saying or not, but the partner grind or whatever they call it. When you were kind of obviously going through that stage, and once you actually reached obviously being partner, did you have a burnout at all then? Because obviously you must have been like going absolutely crazy to try and get.
Very good question. Very good question. So basically, 3 months after I got partnered, I quit streaming.
No way.
So no, yeah. 3 months after I got partnered, I actually quit streaming because remember when I told you like I was stressed out with life and stuff like that. At that time, in particular time in my life, after I got partnered, I wasn't a full-time streamer back then. Whatsoever. So I was doing streaming like. Just a bit of a side thing, streaming for like 5 hours a day. I wasn't doing like a lot of hours, to get partnered, but I got partnered and stuff with Warframe and stuff like that. That was the game back then.
Yeah.
And then Warframe started like not hitting, the good fields, if you know what I mean. And I remember I had switched a job. IRL. So, and the job that I kind of switched to wasn't really the job that they advertised. It was very different.
Yeah.
The job environment wasn't that good either, so it put a huge toll on me. And I had to like change my my streaming schedule to stream after work, which was in the evenings, and that just did not work with me. It did not work with me. First, you would just spend the day at work, just in this weird environment. It wasn't, I wouldn't say toxic, but it was almost toxic environment. And it only lasted for like I only lasted for like 3 weeks there. I had to leave. My mental health was like, it went from 100 from like the highest point I got partnered. I can't believe it. To where, what the hell is going on? Like from 100 to 10. Basically, I had a breakdown and I was like, what am I gonna do? So I found another job. I quit streaming to put all my time into this job. This job eventually was actually worse than the other one. Way worse. Eventually became worse. Way worse, man. Yeah, it was rough. So that's where I knew what I really wanted to do in life. It's when it's those little like events when you're down in the deepest. You really find yourself and you're like, what do I want to do? Do I want to stay in this struggle or do I want to like risk it a little bit? Quit this job and go back to the old job, less hours, less pay, but then continue streaming again. And that's what I did. And when COVID hit, but roughly around the same time when I quit the other job and joined the other one. So the older one, I mean, COVID happened, they closed down. So I was like,
what do I do?
What now?
Yeah.
What do I do now? Like, obviously I knew what I wanted to do. I was like, I'm just going to go ham with it,
Nice.
And I made a promise to myself that year, 2020. I was like, whatever I'm going to be doing on stream, I'm going to have, like, I need to make sure that I am really enjoying this. This is what I want to do. I don't want to do I don't want to produce content that feels like a chore to me. Even though people are going to enjoy it, for me, if it's a chore, I'm not going to do it. And that's where I basically was like, you know what? I'm switching over to Tarkov. That's it.
Nice.
And I told my community, I told them, listen, I'm going to be switching over to Tarkov from this day on out. And that's it, dude. And that's what I did. And I never went back. Nothing. I never looked back. Just kept on going. People kept on coming to stream. When are you going to be playing this again? That and this and this and Warframe and stuff. Warframe, I enjoyed the community and stuff, but it was, for me, it was like a chapter that needed to get closed. Up, wrapped up, and just start a new one, And here we are,
Nice.
That's how kind of like all merged around, basically,
It's I truly believe exactly what you said there, and I think you do have to go through your darkest, shittest times to really 100%. Kind of see. But I mean, sometimes obviously at that moment in time, you don't see anything, and it's the worst.
No, you don't see anything.
It's the worst possible thing ever, and
100%.
It's actually, and I truly believe as well that I think. Obviously COVID's been horrendous. Like it's been the worst, but I do believe that COVID has actually made people realize what they want to do.
Yes.
and they realise that
Oh,
again,
100%,
life's a little
100%.
bit too short, or
Exactly.
why am I doing this every day when I don't like it?
Exactly.
People starting their own businesses because of it, because it's like, right, this, and I think so. It's that thing, isn't it, of something really good coming out of something which has been the most horrendous
Ex-
pandemic, ever for us,
exactly. Exactly. Yeah, 100%. And
which
this
is
is what I like to
interesting.
do. That's what I like to do. Like anything that happens, regardless how bad it is, I need to always find the good stuff about it. Because if there's a lot of bad, it's bad.
Yeah.
But you don't really always see the good. If there's like a sliver of good in it,
Yeah.
there's always like a slither or like 1% of good in all that bad. So you have to seek that sliver and take it and learn from it.
Definitely.
That's what you got to do in life. You can't just look at it, oh, it's 100% bad. No, there's a sliver of something good in there. You just got to grab that, learn from that thing, and keep it.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do with anything, really, with literally anything.
Yeah, 100%, and that really is. I think you are right, and it's interesting because sometimes on the podcast here, some people obviously they talk about some things that have happened to them horrendously, and then they kind of talk about it, and we kind of have a bit of a chat and all that, and then sometimes afterwards they talk to me and go, oh, just I feel a bit rough, I'm not gonna come and talk tonight, or I'm not gonna, and then the day after they're like, I feel way better.
I feel way better, exactly. I already feel way better right now myself. So, man, thank you, seriously, dude. It's always good. It's always good to talk like this, man.
But
seriously,
this is it, and I'm a big believer of getting people to talk, and especially like men as well, because we all know that the numbers, the male suicides are higher than women. We all know the numbers. It's just that men have got this very Stone Age, old school mentality.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
So it's great for people to actually come out and just just talk, which is awesome. Another question we got here is obviously we know you kind of as streamers, for people that don't kind of know a lot about kind of the streaming side, so there's things that are like moderators and mods that are in people's streams, and so if anyone comes in with any kind of bad language or toxic or racist or anything like that, like the mods can ban it, so the streamer doesn't always have to. So obviously you've got your mod team. Do you have like a support team around you kind of in real life and obviously online as well? And if so, kind of how does that help you?
In real life, support team, to be honest with you, I've always been, I wouldn't say a lone wolf, but I like to do things my own first and see how things go, and then I may like seek help. I'm that type of guy. I'm definitely always been that type of guy. It's just the way I am. I wouldn't say I'm a lone wolf though at all. I love my people and everything like that, but I tend to do things first myself, my own way, and then I'll just But in real life, it's like IRL. It's like my mod team is basically IRL. It's my mom and my fiance.
Nice.
Really, it's those two people, that help me from, I talk to them mostly about things, and they're amazing people, man. Amazing people in my life. So definitely them. It's definitely those two.
Awesome. And then online kind of thing. Obviously your Discord is is a huge place, and there's some really amazing things in there, and lovely people. And obviously I'm guessing it's the same thing. Seeing the same faces come in the stream every day or every week. I mean, that must obviously be a support for you as well, I guess.
Yeah, it is definitely 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, streaming is part of IRL. It is IRL, at the end of the day. But if it's like outside of streaming, it would be my mom and my fiance for sure. Yeah.
Perfect.
But yeah, basically, streaming is what really it is. Streaming is my support thing.
Yeah.
The whole thing, basically, from one end to the other.
Nice. It's the same with me. Like, again, IRL are literally my my missus is my little and such a huge kind of support for me, and they've been there through all my especially the missus, like and I always say this, like when I was going through like my darkest times and, couldn't get out of bed and wasn't getting like showers and, all that type of stuff, like it must have been so hard for her, but she kind of understood and, gave me a little bit of pressure to like, should we go out for a walk? All the tiny things like,
tiny
which
things.
helps. Yeah.
It's what makes it matter, man.
Which helps so much, but it's that thing, isn't it? It must have been so
It
hard
is.
for her. And that's the good thing I think about having that whole positive, people in your life, online and off,
Exactly. 100%.
We mention this a lot, like with obviously there's always people being toxic, and there's it's just the way it is online.
Yeah.
Because,
it's just the way exactly.
People love to.
You gotta like prepare for that. You have to be prepared for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was actually going to kind of come up to next, like with regards to obviously you streaming and people being toxic. Is there been any times that stand out for you? Like I'll give you an example. Like a friend of ours, he I think it was Tarkov as well, but it was really early days on Tarkov, and I think he killed someone, and then he was then getting stream sniped constantly. People were coming into his chat, like constantly banning them, changing their name, coming back again. And so have you had anything kind of like that happen, and how did you kind of, I suppose, deal with it, I suppose?
I wouldn't say I had anything that major, to be honest, but I had a lot of little ones, to be honest. Stream sniping was one of them.
Yeah.
At one time, I killed a 2-man on Shoreline. And I remember back then I had my Tarkov Twitch name on Tarkov, and I don't do that anymore. I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah,
that's how basically Dick Thunder came to be, basically from this event that I'm going to talk about here. So yeah, I got stream sniped by 2 guys. They came over to my chat. They were calling me all sorts of like racist stuff and whatnot and stuff. And eventually, as I went to loot them, a guy, their third person, killed me.
Right.
And I found out that the third person had a TTV in their name. So I was like, was that a streamer? Let me just check.
Yeah.
Apparently, this person was streaming, and they were telling him where exactly I was and everything. So that's basically like stream sniping, and they were laughing and saying some stuff in a language that I don't really understand. So it was one of those moments where I was like, you know what? It's time to change some things around. Yeah. And that one stands out for sure. Sometimes I had people coming in, maybe abusing the TTS, text to speech kind of thing. Yep. They would say like really bad racist stuff sometimes. I would just instantly ban them. They don't belong in my community. In my opinion, if I see that kind of stuff going through and they think it's funny, you're gone, man. You're absolutely gone. It's a play. My stream, my community, everything. Twitch whole basically. Yeah, it's a place for everyone. Yeah, there shouldn't be like these people like they think they're funny and they're like just projecting this hate. Yeah, this bullshit basically to others. It doesn't work. Yeah, it's not a place. It's not the place for that.
Yeah, definitely. It's interesting you say that, because last week you had we had a guest on, and she really wants to stream, but her anxiety is so bad that she just can't. And she's worried about people obviously like that and all this kind of stuff. And it's interesting because, and exactly what you said there, it's your stream, it's your however you want to run
your house,
it.
Basically,
exactly. Exactly. Yeah. If you don't want people wearing shoes in your house, you tell them when they come in.
Exactly. That's it. 100%.
It's that, and I do always believe that, and I believe that the fact is that if someone comes in and you don't like what they're saying, then see ya. I'm sorry, but and it's the same with Discord as well, and it's a big part, because it's that thing, especially when you kind of grow and get as big as yourself. If you have anyone come in and do something really bad in your Discord, then that's a bad thing on you. And then if that gets gets taken wrong, like, this is your job, it's not, this is your life, this is your livelihood, this everything,
Exactly.
And I find that quite interesting.
100%, 100%, yeah.
With I'm gonna change it slightly with social media, because social media I think is brilliant for a business tool.
It is.
It kind of worries me a lot with people's kind of mental health, anxiety, and looking at especially kind of things like Instagram, when you're looking at people and going, oh my god, look at their life, like it's amazing,
So good. Yeah,
definitely. And I find that kind of it's actually funny. My other half, she works in TV and media, and she's got a friend of hers, and a friend, she's wrote a book, and she's a travel kind of girl and all this kind of stuff, and it's brilliant. She does loads of cool stuff, but you look at her Instagram and it's like, oh my god, like today she's like swimming kind of in like the wild of Scotland or something like that, and
all
then like
smiles and stuff,
and then you speak to her and she goes, nah, I'm in my house and I'm just chilling out in Bristol, I'm just putting and that's
really?
But that's it, and that's the craziest thing. That's what kind of social media
gets
so
projected out there.
And again with social media as well, and at the moment the Tarkov community is a little bit kind of I go on Twitter for a little bit of a laugh.
Oh man,
but
it's a show over
there's
there,
a lot of people that have kind of gone at each other for like different reasons, and they're like and what's your kind of not opinion, to be honest, but what's your, because I know you kind of, obviously you're really good, because obviously I'll follow yourself and I follow obviously a lot of other people, and it seems like you never get involved with anything like that, which I love.
I don't, man.
Which is great. But is there any kind of times where you're like, I'm gonna write something and then go, no, delete it and just leave it?
I've never been close to writing anything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you, but I'm like when I see stuff, most of the time, Mitt, I'm gonna be honest with you, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. I just facepalm. Like I just facepalm.
Yeah.
I'm like. Dude, but to be honest, there's a lot of people on Twitter that do that just for chasing that kind of
that reaction.
Thrill. That reaction.
Yeah.
There are people that crave it.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm not gonna say they're doing it wrong, they're doing bad, or whatever. They're doing good. It's just they want to make a bit of a show.
Yeah.
And what's Twitter without a bit of a show?
Yeah.
It's not much, if you know what I mean. But if it gets to a point where it's like cancel cards, like let's say, oh, cancel him or her or whatever because of this and that, I don't really agree. Like I don't really agree with that. To a point, to a point. Like if it's minor, you shouldn't cancel anyone.
Yeah.
If it's something that is whole fucking on a whole new other level, major kind of shit, then say whatever you want. I will never get involved in that stuff.
Yeah.
I am not the type of person that will go. No, I've had things happen.
Yeah.
Behind curtains, Discord wise and everything.
Yeah.
That I could do these things where I could just not shame someone, but cancel someone big time.
Mm-hmm.
And I choose not to.
Yeah.
And I keep it silent, and I don't want to get involved. I
Yeah.
don't want to do anything of that nature. I just don't.
Yeah.
If it wants to happen from their end, go. I don't, it's not my war. I don't get involved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not the type of guy. I'm definitely not the type of guy.
Yeah.
But if there would be any of my friends that are getting harassed and stuff like that, I would try to talk to them, DMs and stuff like that, try to figure out the situation, but I will never go and just fucking billboard that shit on Twitter and stuff like that. I don't do that stuff because you don't know what people are going through at that particular moment. You're not there with them.
Yeah.
So they could be ha ha ha, they're all funny and stuff in chat, but in reality it's a whole new other difference,
Yeah.
So for me, you don't know what they're going through at that particular moment, so that's why I don't really tend to get on social media when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah.
For me, social media it's about projecting my content and making funny stuff and people to engage in, but not where people engage in to a point where it can get toxic or anything like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna get toxic either way.
Yeah. Of course,
I just posted
100%.
I posted a tweet not too long ago. I said, which is the worst uptick in Escape from Tarkov? You're gonna get someone that is gonna be like, oh, I don't like the Valde. A guy's gonna go to him, what the is wrong with you? You don't like the Valde? You're a piece of, it's gonna happen. It's Twitter at the end of the day, but it's I don't get involved. I just thumbs up, whatever. Okay, then
thanks.
I'll
move on.
Cheers, man. Take care.
It's really true though, because like as you said there, like not knowing what the other person's going through,
Yeah.
I think is a really like massive thing, because especially with social media and just people being either working from home, and I
Yeah.
had an incident, and I actually brought this up on the podcast the other week, and I had an incident the other day. The other week, and so I've been doing some YouTube editing and all that type of stuff, and I've been kind of editing for some people, and I've started I joined a like an editing kind of company, and the guy kind of like said to me, "Oh, can you kind of send me something?" And like I was like, "Yeah, of course." And I said, "It was like, oh, is this your own work?" And I had a really bad day, like it was just a rough day. I think the little one wasn't, it was just a rough day. And obviously, I took it as in like, you taking the piss. Like, of course it's my own work, you know. And anyway, like the whole thing kind of like cleared up and all that kind of stuff. And he was like, "Oh no, some other people were just basically sending us like, you know, not their own work, and you know, it was a bit of a joke, and it was just because it was a message. Like, again, if he had called me." Or you know, or a video call, I would have understood, because you know people's facial expressions, you know,
Exactly.
and this worries me about the future
Tone.
of kind of the world, I suppose, of not getting that social experience with people.
100%.
And that's the same with emails and WhatsApp messages and all that. You can take them easily the worst way when someone's meaning it the nicest way possible, and it just depends on what mood you're in.
100%, 100%, dude, 100%. Sometimes you wake up in the morning, you find an email that could be relatively good, and you see it as like, what the hell is? I just don't feel like this right now, man. Get out of here.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
you sometimes you forget about it, and you look back and you're like, oh shit, that email forgot it. Like it could have been an opportunity or some sort, you know?
Yeah.
You gotta certain things you have to like. It's weird. It's hard. I mean, it's life, you know. It tends to hit us all, you know.
Yeah, definitely. But no,
you can't be hard on yourself.
No, I think that's it, isn't it? And I think sometimes it's that thing of kind of, you know, sometimes just stepping back and kind of just taking time, and you know, if you are in that mood or anything like that, like, you know, just take
back,
take your time out. And I had a friend of mine actually yesterday, and he was messaging me and said he was going to come on and help me with some stuff last night, and he literally just messaged me going, "Look, I've had a really bad day. I'm just, you know, I think the best thing is for me just to go to bed." And I was like, "Mate, do it, like 100%. Like,
go for it,
just do you.
100%.
Like, don't like, you know. I mean, the good thing about it is you told me, you know, and you're not taking it to yourself. You're outletting to someone, which I think everyone kind of needs, you know.
100%.
A little bit of outlet, and so I'm like, and everyone needs their own time and their own space. Jeez,
definitely.
Know? And that's it, you know. With kind of, I'm always intrigued, like, because I love, like, Sneak. I love, right? Absolutely love Sneak. Sneak's is branding on point, exactly. Get that promo out there.
Good
like
stuff, man, good stuff.
They are, like, honestly, like, they are so good. For with yourself, like, do you ever feel like you have to, with kind of brands that you work with, do you ever kind of feel like the anxiety there that you have to perform well for them and promote and all that? Or is it kind of, because I know people that work with Sneak, and I know like other people that work with Sneak, and they like, to me, they sound like an amazing company once you're in. They're really supportive, but I know there's other companies that aren't so much. And do you ever feel anxious, or, you know?
First, you're always going to be a bit. You're going to feel a bit anxious, you know, just to get into the groove of things and how things work. So it takes a few months. I'm going to be honest with you. But with personally, with the companies that I'm with right now, I am very happy. Basically, nice. I'm very happy. You know, they're good people. They treat you well. Customer support is always right there. If there's an issue that comes up, which happens, you know, these things happen. Customer support, like, you know. So for me currently, with the people I'm working with currently, everything is smooth sailing for now. You know, nice. It's definitely good. I used to work with other companies. You probably know about them. You know, people they probably fucking affiliated 87% of Twitch. Those people, you kind of know when a company, how can I say it? Like, they come to you and they're offering you their their product, let's say, or whatever, their platform
Yeah.
to work with. You know exactly what, like, I kind of like you kind of feel the vibe they're giving through. Sometimes it's such a copy paste
Yeah.
that it's
Yeah. Of
absolutely
course.
insane.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah. Yeah.
streamer, like,
Yeah.
fucking, like,
Just put my name at
so
least. Come on, like.
just put exactly, So there's a lot of that. So you have to be careful because there are companies out there that are very predatory. Like, they just want everyone's channel, their branding,
Yeah.
just to be billboards for them.
Yeah.
Because it's basically like almost free advertisement.
Yep.
So people, it doesn't matter if you have 100 followers or 10,000 followers or 100,000 followers. You should always like look these things through. Talk to them, see what they offer.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you're promoting their product.
Yeah.
It's nothing to like to take lightly. If you don't like the product, don't promote it. That's how I work.
Yeah. Definitely.
The products that I promote, I use.
Yeah.
I definitely use. I 100% vow
Yeah.
on. So like Secret Labs and Fractal and Steak, I use that stuff every day. So for me, I'm not gonna promote something that is just I've never dealt with or anything like that.
Yeah.
100%.
That's good. Yeah, I like that. I think you're bang on, because
you have to be like sincere with yourself at the end of the day, and with your people at the same time.
Yeah. Because it is true, there is a lot of people out there, and especially beginning and people that are new to streaming, and they get all these kind of offers, and they're like, oh my god, look, I've got like a code for so and so and so, blah blah blah, and and all of a sudden you look through their thing and they've got like, I don't know, 500 different people they're trying to advertise, and it's like, well, that's just not exactly. And it's the same with me. I used to play Fortnite a lot. And my first kind of, when I first started streaming on Mixer, it was Fortnite, Minecraft, and then randomly went to Tarkov, like really strange, like. But I've got like a Fortnite creator code.
There you go.
I don't use it. I don't tell anyone about it because I don't play it. So what's the point?
Because you don't play it. Exactly. There's no point to it. Exactly.
And yes, 100%. I probably could absolutely smash it out on social media and go, do this and do that. I don't. I don't care. I don't. If I don't play it, then
why should you like promote it in a way?
Exactly.
Yeah. 100%, mate.
And so I'm very much like that, and I like the way, and for me it's always really interesting speaking to people about their decisions on kind of brands, because everyone is so different. But it is nice to hear that what you're doing with the brands you're with is I
you got to be transparent with them. They have to be transparent with you too. So
exactly.
At the end of the day, you're working with each other. You're basically like workmates.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there has to be team play. There's that from both ends.
Yep. Definitely. Cool. I think we are there. That's like
awesome.
Yeah. Well,
that's fun.
I always kind of say, and I do forget that I've done it the last 2 times, and I'm really happy, so I'm going to do it this time. Is there any kind of final thoughts from yourself, or final kind of things you kind of want to say, or anything like that?
So there's basically one simple thing that I'm going to say for all the content creators out there, being on YouTube and Twitch or whatever. When you do your content, okay, I'm going to be honest with you guys. The best way to think of it, don't expect anything from it. Just put it out there, put your work, your heart and soul into it. Just don't expect anything from it. Like when I stream, I don't expect to get a follow. I don't expect to get a sub, because if you start expecting things to happen and it doesn't happen, everything's gonna dwindle. Basically, everything's gonna go downhill. And I've had this happen to myself, and I tried to put in a mentality in my head, which I did eventually. It took a little bit of time, but the best thing is not to expect anything, especially when you're growing. I mean, you're constantly growing if you're on the internet, but the best thing is like when you start streaming, don't worry about like getting 5 followers or 10 followers or 10 subs. Just go there, do your thing, have fun, and then whatever happens. Because if you just drill your head in, if this is gonna happen, if that's not gonna happen beforehand, it's not gonna be a good stream. It's not gonna be a good content fragment or whatever. So that's basically the best advice I can give, really. Yeah, that's
amazing.
For me, dude.
That's awesome. Like, honestly, absolutely awesome. And as I said before, like I honestly appreciate you so much for coming on. And
Dude, thank you, bro. Seriously, man.
It's been a
It's an honor
pleasure.
for me, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Really,
And
dude. You have something really good going on here, man. I'm telling you, man.
I
good.
do really, and this is the thing, I do really believe it. And I don't want people to have to not have anywhere to talk, or I don't want people to think they're alone, or and it doesn't have to be coming and talking to me. It can be going and talking to anyone. Like it doesn't matter. Pick up the phone. Like at the bottom of the screen here, I've always got kind of numbers here for the UK. I know there's obviously help numbers elsewhere, but just we're on the internet. Have a look and speak to people, and and even if it's not yourself that's going through something, and it's someone else,
friends or something.
I've actually spoke to some of these companies, not about my own mental health, but about me worrying and how I can help someone else. So, these companies and charities, they're brilliant. So. Yeah,
definitely 100%. Oh yeah.
Reach out, speak to them, speak to anyone, and it is the hardest thing to start off with is speaking to someone. But once you're there,
once you're in there, that's it.
Exactly. So, Torkie, you're a legend. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, man.
I will sign off, and then I'll come back and chat to you in a bit. So appreciate it as always, dude. Thanks.
Oh, definitely, dude. Have a good one, buddy.
Cheers,
Take
man.
Care.
So guys, that was freaking awesome. Like honestly, like it's always a pleasure to have anyone brave enough to come onto the podcast and just chat, because it is always a nerve-wracking experience. It doesn't matter who you are and what you're doing. Like, so I do really, really appreciate like Torkie coming on, and especially kind of talking about his experiences with streaming and kind of being a partner and mental health. It's been amazing. Really, really, really has. As always, I just, as we said there, I just want people to make sure that you're not alone. You're not going through this alone. There is loads of people you can talk to. Yes, you will have your down days. Yes, you will have your up days. But there is always a light at the end of the tunnel, and just keep just doing it. Just keep waking up and keep going through it, and you will get through it. And and as always, guys, I want to obviously thank you yourselves for watching, obviously Torkie for being on as well, as always, thank you, and look after your mental health.